the Sports Betting Network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Very fun show lined up today over the next 3 hours. We'll get into a lot of NFL news. Major League Baseball updated numbers after the first weekend of August is in the books. Strong guest today on the program, VSiN host Mike Somich. NFL futures from him. John Calvecchio was just at the National Sports Card Convention in Chicago. He's also a sports bettor. He'll join us coming up in 90 minutes. And James Farah and Steven Shalansky, the two men who are basically in charge. They put together the Circa Survivor documentary every single year. This year, of course, is called The Quest for $14.2 million. Paulie and I have had a chance to see the first episode. We'll get into our observations and talk to those two fine men about it coming up a little bit later on. Paulie, so we'll begin in the National Football League. Again, plenty of news from the weekend to get into, and we'll start with, I think, what should be at this point a bigger national story than what it is. It's the back injury to Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. Now, he went to go see a spine specialist. That made it the second time in 2 weeks he went to go see a doctor because of his back. McVay, this is before today, and I'll update you on what we have as of this minute coming up here momentarily. But when Sean McVay was asked about the Matthew Stafford situation over the weekend, he said, quote, "It's static throwing. It's some of the unloaded running on the treadmill. Sometimes it might even be walking. He's able to do a little bit of lighter cardio and able to do some core work," end of quote. And I know some in the fantasy community were freaking out over this, basically saying this is not where you want to be as you're approaching either the preseason, your first game, NFL week one, obviously more importantly, when you're 37 years old. I would agree with that. And here's the update from a couple of hours ago. According to X, multiple accounts are saying that McVay was asked about the Matthew Stafford situation, obviously from the media. He deflected it, and he pointed out how fortunate the team is to have a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo as the backup quarterback.
Is that the right word? Boy, they love this guy. I don't get it.
Well, I don't like the way that sounds at all.
I know. Oh, it changes everything.
Oh, my level of concern factor is about 6.4 right now, and it's going up.
Yeah, I'm with you. Big time. With that age, and he's seeing a specialist for the second time, season right around the corner. I also think of our buddy Mike Pritchard. Okay, well, they just shoot him up with the good stuff, and it won't be a problem. But he's not getting hit yet. What happens when he gets hit?
I know.
You got a back problem
This is the
already?
back we're talking about,
Yeah,
not the knee.
Yeah, right.
You know, a knee obviously very difficult as well. It doesn't matter what kind of athlete you are, but the back, you have a bad back. I have a horrible lower back.
Uh-huh. Right.
What's your sleeping like on a daily basis?
Sure.
Now, you're not a professional athlete or a quarterback. I get that, but a bad back, total game changer.
I know. And then your level of concern about the backup position. It's not like Garoppolo he got injured a lot too. Then you're going into Stetson Bennett territory.
Oh God, I don't even want to hear.
Something
I don't even want to
happens.
hear that name.
So what's he worth to the point spread? What he means futures? It opens a door for the Arizona Cardinals and stuff like that. The fantasy implications, right? So yeah, Jimmy's won some games, but I remember when Shanahan was scared to death in a playoff game and was just running the ball and refused to throw it against the Vikings because Garoppolo had a couple picks early. So
I know.
He's a veteran, but it's a game changer and changes the landscape of the NFC if something's wrong here. But this is definitely a cause for concern what's going on, and all you need to know is how McVay's answering questions.
You're exactly right. From a fantasy and from a betting standpoint, like currently speaking, if you are, and I'm in the middle, I just started a draft today, right? It's one of these ones where you have to, it's an auction draft, and it takes like 12 hours to determine which guy's going to land the pick, so it takes a long time. However, if you are beginning drafts or looking at season-long player props, I mean, the average draft positions right now on Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, just based on this, to me, they feel like they're a tad high. Mm-hmm. And it's, again, one reason why our buddy Chris Earl, he bets every single receiving prop under on the year. I talked about that a month ago when he gave me all the information, because so many things can happen to make the under easier than the over coming in, right? And again, maybe Stafford goes out and plays 17 games and he's in the mix of the MVP. I don't know. But this makes me panic a little bit and certainly not want to play Devontae Adams over anything, or Puka Nacua, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it actually...
I also like what you said earlier. It's not getting enough attention. This should be a big deal. And not like what toy is being thrown on the court of the WNBA game. This is a big deal,
right?
What's happening, because the NFL is king, and it's not even close.
Well, so there's a doctor, and I love Twitter doctors, right? It's just, be careful with this. They're always trying to tell you what the injury is on TV when they're not there. But there is one of these guys who's popular with doing this with the NFL. He ranked his biggest preseason injuries. He's got Joe Mixon with the foot and the ankle, number 1. Khalil Shakir, which came out over the weekend, high ankle sprain, wide receiver Bills, number 2. He's got Stafford down at number 8.
No way. This is number 1. This is your big boy.
Oh, this changes the entire landscape of the NFC.
Yeah.
And, to go back to remind, for the new audience here, many, many, many months ago, the day that Stafford announced he was coming back to play for the Rams, I bet this team 30-1 for the Super Bowl. If he's not on the team, I don't even consider betting this team.
Yeah.
No way, no how.
Right. That's also getting lost. What happened? They come all the way back there in position inside the red zone to beat Philadelphia on the road and maybe go to the Super Bowl. That's right. But he's got to be number 1 on this too. But this is all the news in the NFL where you're talking about this is the injury and what's going around about camp. But you got Parsons demanding a trade. McLaurin demands a trade, won't show up. Cook won't go to practice. So
asked several times what he's doing in street clothes, business.
That's right.
Only thing he'd say. So let me ask you this. That tied into the Shakir injury when they're using the phrase week to week. And I believe I saw this correctly. The Bills are going to be on Hard Knocks this year. 3 reasons to get on board with Lou Finicaro if you haven't already. He came on last week and made a brilliant case to bet the Bills win total under this year, despite a top 5 easiest schedule in the entire league. He pointed out, did a masterful job at saying everything that went right for the Bills last year is basically unsustainable for the next season.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is just the new way of negotiating, where I've tried everything and I'll get my way. It worked out for Garrett, but we'll see if this is the new way of, we're not getting anywhere. I'll demand a trade, and we'll see if we can get things done. I thought Diana Rossini said something interesting, that while she doesn't think Jones will trade Parsons, she thinks the relationship is fractured and damaged, and there's hurt feelings. Because, again, he's going around and won't talk to the agent, so it's face-to-face. And that kind of stuff is, what do you bring to the table? Here's what I bring to the table. And he feels like he could be insulted as well. How Hendrickson's going to... Hendrickson, he could change his mind, too.
Sure he could.
What if he goes, that's it, I'm out of here. I don't want to be here. And then suddenly the horrible defense gets worse.
No doubt.
So I don't know what's going to happen in the next month. But all this is big, and maybe it's much ado about nothing, and everyone gets their way, and okay, calm down. But Bean's bothered by it. He didn't know this was coming with what Cook did, so...
Sure, didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
By the way, Jerry Jones, the unfortunate part here that's been going on forever, as the owner of that team, there's nobody to step in and say anything to the guy. Nobody can just say, Jerry, knock it off. This is absolutely ridiculous, because it's all family. There's no GM. He's the guy who runs everything. And so whatever he likes, whatever he wants to do is what's going to happen with the organization.
Yeah, but he's running it ass backwards. Remember on Hard Knocks, he goes, we like the sizzle?
It's comical.
I know. So they can't win anything. So the only way to get in the headlines is do stuff off the field or say something. And that's what he likes, and that's how he's conducting business, which is silly.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So there are a bunch of other quarterback spots that are still up in the air. On the Indy-Baltimore preseason game coming up this week on Thursday, Colts coach Shane Steichen said that he has decided how he's going to proceed at quarterback, but he's not ready to say it publicly yet.
Well, in any event, though, as a result, a big move. Because you got both guys who are playing, and whoever doesn't start will play the majority
of game two.
Right. So now, remember, for those, you bet preseason football. Yeah, you're damn right. The Ravens won 24 games in a row. So the Ravens open 1, and the Colts are as high as 4.5 here.
How do you think?
Thursday at
what do you make of
Circa.
that?
That's right. So a team that doesn't care, a team that won't play people against a team with a quarterback competition. That's great.
And both guys are going to go out there and try their asses off to win that, obviously, number 1 spot. But, I mean, so then you miss out on a line move like that, and obviously, I'm not going to bet it now at 4.5, right? Would you consider coming back on the Ravens here with that big number, based on how they've played in the last 5-6 years overall? It came back to the pack a little bit, but...
It might keep going.
Huh?
You never know. That's a tough one, right? And I'm also seeing Rattlers as high as $1.80 to start week 1 now for the Saints.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yep.
I'm surprised by that. But kind of tells you, but Shuck was a second-round pick? Just not that good?
That's what the Tillier told us. Yeah. And it's been bad reviews in camp. You were on vacation that week. And bad reviews from camp, right?
Yeah. Here, by the way, another game, the Raiders taking on the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. I think the early interest here, and certainly from the betting market, would tell you was a side that I was looking at as well. It would have been on the Raiders because Mike McDonald, the head coach of the Seahawks, came out and said the starters are not going to go on Thursday. According to like every report, it's preseason practice, so tread lightly here. But Geno Smith and especially Aiden O'Connell are getting strong reviews, and you would think that Pete Carroll came in to change the entire culture here of this organization, and doesn't he kind of want to go out there and look good and make a statement here right away?
Yep. Well, they agree. Raiders plus 1.5 to -2 at Circa.
I'd say if you play the Raiders still, you got to go money line.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I don't want to, in the preseason, I don't want to lay 2 when you could have grabbed 1.5 and it lands 1 or 2.
4-point move on the Bengals as well. Pick up to 4.
Yep.
And money on the Lions from 1 up to 3.5, and a 5-point move on the Broncos as well.
Yeah, the Lions game, by the way, Hooker's going to get the start. Allen's going to play the second half. There's second half opportunities here. Keep in mind, he had those 2 INTs against the Bolts and looked absolutely terrible last week.
Right. Yep. College Guide drops tomorrow. Can't wait. Join the team now. Go pro with VSiN. NFL Guides out. Get the College Guide tomorrow. Get them both. Get every pick, every host, every guest, the betting splits, the dog videos, the access to the tools and data, 24/7 video on the VSiN Watch app, all the Makinen trends. Excellent job today, Makinen. How about that trend where there's a pitcher going today that's won 13 in a row when he's higher than a $1.80 favorite? How about that? $9.99. Get in full year. Save 50% with a VSiN Pro annual subscription. VSiN.com, sucker.
All right, so we're down to the final 2 months of the regular season in baseball. Books are basically saying nothing to see here. Everybody needs to calm down as it continues to go south for this team.
Got a good thing coming, just wait and see. It's a good.
The quest for $14.2 million starts right now.
We've waited. It's now here.
Record-breaking signups, $14.2 million. Also record-breaking chaos.
The number 1 team goes down in week 1.
It's crazy, dudes. I mean, obviously, this game was supposed to be Bengals blowout. No! I'm done. The dream of going back-to-back is over. Come on, baby!
Nobody could see this one coming.
No way the number 1 pick goes down in week number 2, but it did.
This has been the craziest year that I've ever seen.
By week 4, 75% of the entries are gone.
This is a tough competition, and it is not for the faint at heart.
Within 5 weeks, we'd lost 97% of the entries.
You can feel the tension like a hot knife through butter.
How many survivors will make it to even mid-season?
Catch the season premiere August 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Rough weekend for the Pinstripers, eh? Swept by the Marlins.
Friday was a doozy, my friend.
Oh, man. I'd say, and I text Matt Vasgersian this, I said Friday's action, the overall drama, was pretty much about as good as it can get in a single day in Major League Baseball.
Yep. If you grab some of this stuff in play, oh, God. Yankees led 6-0, 9-4, 12-10 in the ninth. Blew it. Pirates led 9-0, 16-10 in the eighth, 16-12 in the ninth. No soup for you. Texas blows it, walk-off bomb. And then how about the under Saturday? 2-2 in the ninth. No good. Mm-hmm. It's just infuriating. Whiskey and a revolver.
Oh, God, I can't.
But this team's got a lot of issues. I mean, first time ever you get swept by the Marlins. Oh, we got this fancy new bullpen now. No, you don't. Still, how Judge is the favorite to win the MVP is beyond me. And then the fact that they had a 10-game lead over the Red Sox. The Red Sox have passed him. Who's the better team right now? You can still find 5-1 Yankees to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
And this is a huge series tonight in Texas. I mean,
it doesn't get any easier for them.
Tough schedule, and I know Texas, it was a tough series. They blew 2 games, but it was a great series against Seattle, and the Mariners are cooking now as well. But we'll see if they can get to Corbin. Fried's 10-1 off a loss, so he's been their stopper. But there's not much to like with this Yankees team right now.
So, yeah, Judge is going to come back here sooner than later.
Lighter, and they got Heels back. Yeah.
Sure, and that didn't go very well for him. The other night. Also, Max Fried hasn't exactly been the same guy here in the last month. We'll detail that coming up. But this is a team I was talking about before the break. They're basically like books the market saying, yeah, calm down. There's nothing to see here. They're going to be all right. As you mentioned, as high as 5-1 to miss the playoffs still. They do have the 7th easiest schedule in Major League Baseball, but I think, they just got swept by the Marlins. Marlins are playing great ball, by the way, for the last month and a half, so no knock on them.
Second best in baseball, 25-10.
They're also behind the Red Sox in the American League East. The Red Sox have a 1.5 lead up on them, and they're 3 games back of the Jays for the division. They're middle of the pack with the SOS, and you look at the AL East numbers, the Yankees are the second shot on the board, plus 245. Red Sox are 4-1. These numbers haven't even changed.
I'm not watching the same games they are. I know.
It's like defensively, they're an absolute disaster. Mm-hmm. And Boone, let me ask you this. If Boone was managing somewhere else, and he was in it for like 3 years, right? And he was the same guy getting making the same decisions with another organization not named the Yankees, would he ever get a second sniff of a job anywhere in baseball? I mean, they do like to go to the retreads quite a bit in these sports nowadays, but I don't know if he does.
I think if there was any regular owner, common sense, that wasn't loyal to a fault, they both, Cashman and Boone, would have been gone years ago.
Yeah, Cashman,
definitely
many years
Cashman.
ago. Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
And to your point again, and by the way, they have the Astros coming up as well. Now, that team is reeling a little bit, but
sure.
In terms of overall like SOS in the next week or so, which, by the way, great market here at DraftKings, you can bet which team will have the most wins of a given week.
That's great. Will someone go 7-0? Who will have the most wins? Will someone win 6 games? Look at the schedule. Some teams play 7, others don't. Mm-hmm. That's a great market that they offer.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. But this, from the same thing, I can play not that it went poorly this weekend, but the power rating on the Dodgers can hit. Padres are 5-1 to win the division. Padres take 2 out of 3 against St. Louis. They had a good week. Cease pitched well. Strong bullpen. They have some big series coming up.
It would have been nice.
I don't get that price either.
Yeah, they had a 4-0 lead against the Cardinals on Saturday, and they blew that game. Vasquez has got to get out of the rotation. That can't happen. Mm-hmm. We sit here and rip on Cease all the time, and he has deserved it this year. But clearly, he is a better, Vasquez is the weakest link of the team. And that you can't take that team seriously if he's going to be trotted out there still.
Yeah.
But
this would be something if the Red Sox can do this.
Well, to come out of nowhere.
But they don't make a move at the
place.
deadline. The fan base is pissed off between the Devers trade and then you don't do anything. And sweep the Astros, no problem. Here we go. And if they can pull this off, but yeah, well, I think with their pitching and how the offense and the bullpen doing a great job. Yankees bullpen trash. Red Sox bullpen's been good.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays coming back to earth here a little bit now.
Yeah, right. Cubs bullpen been awful.
Well,
door open for Milwaukee. You had it Friday. That was just they won 6 in a row against the Nats, 50-some hits, 38 runs in the series. You know, they continue. I can't believe their team total today. They're going against Fetty. What am I missing? It's like they're handing out free money today. Fetty's going against the Brewers, and the team total's that low.
I also think the number is slightly low on this game. The Brewers were hovering around minus 137, minus 140 all morning. They're starting to take some money now, the way it appears. I believe the number is Milwaukee has won Priester's last 11 starts. Now, I know they just absolutely rattled the cages of Washington, and they stink out loud. The Brewers covered the alternate run lines in every game this weekend. Who are the Braves? The Braves have been in a downward spiral now for pretty much the entire season. And to your point, Fetty is no good whatsoever.
He said, I called him a national disgrace in his last start, and he got lit up. Absolutely.
I have this game much closer to like minus 175 than minus 140.
Yep. Plus, you're coming off that weird series with the Reds, where you played the early game, then you got stuck with the rain delay, and what happened?
Oh, this is absolutely a Malinsky special tonight.
You're right. It's
long road trip that what happened over the weekend with those delays. Yesterday was supposed to be the day off. It wasn't.
Yep.
They were stuck at the Speedway pretty much the entire weekend. They wanted to get the game in Saturday. They couldn't go anywhere. Never got it done. Brewers absolutely on cruise control the entire weekend against Washington.
Mm-hmm. Fetty is 0-5 in his last 6 starts with an ERA of 12. Milwaukee should be able to pound him here, and all your numbers about Priester as well.
So, to go back here and get and discuss the team that actually swept the Yankees this weekend, Miami, number didn't move. They were 25-1 to make the playoffs last week. They swept the Yankees. They're still 25-1 today. They do have the 10th easiest schedule remaining in Major League Baseball. Again, you go back the last 45 games or thereabouts, they're right there. Best record, one of the best records in all of baseball. You break down the pitching numbers overall, and they are elite with some of their advanced metrics. They just keep winning games, man.
Yep.
Now, they have, here's the deal, is that they're, I think, 6 games out of the wild card right now. I got to double check that number. It's either 5 or 6 now, top of my head. And they have a bunch of teams that are in front of them. So I don't know if 25-1 is worth it. It's going to be difficult, but maybe just circle this team to consider betting on them moving forward on a daily basis.
Yep. And Tampa Bay starts this insane road trip. 14-day, 12-game road trip with 4 stops. They're in Anaheim tonight. Go to the Portillo's across the street before the game. They've lost 15 of their last 18 on the road. Kikuchi goes against the recently acquired Hauser, who was just a revelation with the White Sox. He was 4-0 with an ERA of 2, and the White Sox won his last 6 starts before they shipped him out.
Yeah. So not only that, but the Angels are playing their 11th straight home game.
Yeah.
And Kikuchi, now his last 2 starts, they've also both been at home. Not great. So his home ERA on the year went up from like 1 and change to 2.48, but he's still 2 runs better at home than when he's on the road. Going tonight, and this number really hasn't even moved. Here at Circa, they're laying $1.22 in the game. But again, you got to take into consideration here the guy that you brought up. Hauser's been really good.
Uh-huh. See if they survive the road trip. I mean, I couldn't determine their season. The other thing you mentioned, too, what Miami's done, they've won 6 series in a row. So not only the 25-10 run, second best only to Milwaukee, they've also won, and you can bet that stuff, who's going to win the series. But what they're doing, the last 50 games is crazy. Well done. Hats off to that organization.
Now, the Rangers are plus 150 to make the playoffs. That's at DraftKings. They're 2 games back of Seattle for the final wild card. They're 4.5 back of Houston in the West. That team does have the 4th hardest schedule remaining.
Yeah, that's the rub.
Yep, the Mariners have the 5th easiest schedule left.
Yeah, that was a big series, too. That was a big 4-game set.
That certainly was.
That is now bad back-to-back starts for DeGrom.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming. Kelly was good. DeGrom, no. And now you got Corbin against Fried. Here's the Yankees come to town. So, but going back, Yankees' 2nd worst record in the American League during this stretch since mid-June.
What would your
not a small sample size. 7.5, 8. My level of concern in New York.
DeGrom? No, with DeGrom.
DeGrom. Troubling, yeah.
4 months into the season.
Sure, I know. But getting Kelly, that's why getting Kelly was so big.
Sure.
But I didn't expect that again for him to get roughed up.
Well, and the guy going tonight, like Corbin, I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy, but I guess just draw a line through the previous, 4 or 5 years with Washington?
Mm-hmm. 2-0 with the 2-3-0 last 5 starts.
And pitching at home, he's been really, really good this year.
Yeah.
Now, the Yankees have been dynamite all year long against lefties, but that's with Aaron Judge in the lineup. He crushes them. So, without him, not exactly the same. All right, VSiN host Mike Somich on the program coming up next. We'll get a couple of best bets in the NFL from Mike, and he'll explain what's happening in horse racing with computer-assisted wagering coming up next here on VSiN.
Sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Okay, really looking forward to this segment. VSiN host Mike Somich joins the program now. His show on the weekends is called Ready, Set, Bet, and he joins us here on the Progressive guest line. Mike, good afternoon. Thanks for the time today. How are you?
I'm doing well, guys. I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to talking through this segment here. I think it's going to be exciting stuff.
We'll try to squeeze in like at least one NFL future bet from you coming up, but this was a big story going back to at least last week, where bettors using, doing the computer-assisted wagering with horse racing, they were in the news for many, many reasons, and it took off going viral on social media, some accounts that were tweeted like into my timeline and everything. Can you explain why CAWs, as they are called, made headlines last week and why this is a good thing for the public?
Yeah, so CAWs, computer-assisted wagering, is a type of account that bets into racetracks all across the country. And what that is it's an algorithm that essentially decides what the off odds or the projection for an exacta or trifecta odds should be. And then because of specific advantages, which I'll mention in a second here, they're able to bet the exact dollar amount to move the odds to just slightly above that. So if, let's say at Del Mar 2 weekends ago, when this really started to catch some steam, we saw some horses drop from 15-1 to 5-1 the moment that the gate broke open. We saw horses drop from 43-1 to 19-1 right when the gate broke open. And that was essentially these computer-assisted wagering accounts, these CAWs, betting the exact correct amount to put them just above positive expected ROI based on their algorithms. And the reason and the way they're able to do that is because they have a different access to the pool than your general everyday bettor. Like, if you or I go on and we're going to bet the horses, you pull up your Express Bet account, right? You open it up and you have access right until about 10 seconds before the gates break open, and then you're shut out. Well, these are directly tied into the pools, these computer-assisted wagering accounts, so they can bet up to the split second that the gate opens. And they're also using a computer to bet. So instead of myself who has to bet, $10 to win on the one, send, they can make thousands upon thousands of transactions inside of a second to be able to get best access to the way to set the prices inside of these pools. And so on top of that, they also get rebates that are significantly larger than every normal player. So based on using these accounts, they make deals with the racetracks. If I bet X $1 million at Del Mar this summer, I'll get X rebate from that $1 million. Those are going to be significantly higher because the volume is significantly higher. And over the years, we have seen the percentage of bets grow and grow and grow. And I don't know the exact number, but it's rumored to be, I've read in multiple places, 30% of the current handle in America is through these computer-assisted wagering accounts. So they have massive, massive ways to move markets. And that really came to a head at Del Mar. And we saw that movement there 2 weekends ago. And because of it, it's become a national story. And that's good. It should be, because it's a disadvantage for the everyday player. Now, Del Mar made an adjustment. You can no longer, a computer-assisted wagering account can no longer bet into the win pool in the last 2 minutes before a race. So we won't see those massive odd movements moving forward at Del Mar. That means that pool to me is more playable because you have a very good idea of what price you're going to get on those horses. But it also means the money is going to move from that pool to other pools by computer-assisted wagering. The exacta pool, the trifecta pool, even things like the pick 4, the pick 5, they're going to move their money into that. Maybe not as large amounts, but they are going to move their money over there wherever they find any discrepancy in what their numbers say.
What would you do? Because we were talking to a friend of ours who did the same, and he thought, hey, I'm winning. He went from 15-1 to 5-1. Wait a second, I bet him at 15, and now he wins it at 5. How would you do this?
Well, the funny thing is that horse racing is so in bed with computer-assisted wagering, you can't just turn it off, right? Mm-hmm. You would take too much of the handle away, and the racetracks would not know how to adjust and how to figure out how to move, how to be able to create enough revenue to be able to be successful. You look at Del Mar, they made this change 2 weeks ago. Their revenue from last year's Sunday to this year's Sunday was down 19%. The total amount bet was down 19%. Now, they saw a spike the first day after they announced this, but it's been down ever since. And that's because computer-assisted wagering isn't going to bet as large amounts in the win pool as they would in the exacta and the trifecta pool. So you're not seeing the same amount invested from CAWs into those pools. Honestly, at some point you have to make a decision. Like, are you going to allow CAWs to run the track? Are you going to let the general public have a fair shot? And how much are you taking away from your bottom line revenue? And can you operate as a racetrack if you do so? the thing is, everyone complains about this, but I don't think that the revenue from these racetracks jumps 30% if all of a sudden one racetrack just shuts out CAWs. I do think you should shut them out of the win pool 2 minutes before the race, every single track in America. Okay. I'd love to see it in the exact in the trifecta pool too, but at some point these racetracks have to decide, at what point can we not experience this level of pain? We have to allow these accounts in so that we can be profitable. Great answer.
And I think to give the audience here a good answer as to how many bets can come in at once. And it's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, VSiN host Mike Somich. His show is called Ready, Set, Bet with Matt Brown on the weekends. Great show. This is a tweet from Steve Anderson. This goes back to Thursday, Mike, who said, an official at Del Mar reached out to clarify there was a winning ticket on a late pick 5 that cashed out for more than $476,000. This was from a CAW bettor who spent $108,000 on thousands of different tickets and combinations. And that just tells me, as soon as I saw that, well, that happens every single day, who knows how many times across the country.
Well, the crazy part of that, and this is the part that they're not even saying in the press release, that ticket scooped the pool. The whole pool was $476,000. And so that one CAW player took it down. Now, that also means they bet 25% of the pool. So you can see the level of play that is being pushed into this pool by that one computer-assisted wagering account. Just one of them. That's not right. All of them. That's a single one. And they got the whole pool because they had all of these different combinations. I would venture to bet the mass majority of those combinations were all put in the final 10 seconds before the gate opened. So you would see, they would be able to see, okay, what horses do we believe are overvalued, undervalued, and where can we try and make hay? The crazy part too, they were only alive to one horse in the last race. Just one of the 12 horses in the final race of the pick 5. If any other horse had won, it would have been a carryover to the next day, and they would have been out $108,000. But they got the right horse home, and that account ended up making over $300,000. But it shows you that's a single CAW account betting 25% of the pick 5 pool, the late pick 5 pool, at one of the biggest bet tracks in America.
This is a lot like Alan Woods at Hong Kong, don't you think?
Right, yeah.
The similarities? Wild. Some of it, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that we need to know about this?
The only two tracks right now that are limiting CAW wagering in any way, shape, or form are Del Mar and Naira. So Saratoga right now, if you want to play into the win pool, the last 2 minutes, CAWs are locked out. Same with Del Mar. So I do believe that those are better bets for the general public at this point, because you don't have drastic odd changes and they cannot affect the price down to what they expect the price to be or what their algorithm says the price should be on specific horses.
Very good. Okay, Mike, I want to sneak in, we can keep going on this, but I want to sneak in an NFL bet with you as well, because you love betting that sport as well. Now here we are in August. A lot of these numbers have moved, but give us a bet or 2 or 3, whatever it is that you still really, really like right now.
I like the Dolphins under a lot, but it has moved to the point where I think it's getting close to hard to bet that one. I just don't see how this defense is going to be good, specifically in the secondary. It's absolutely a mess. It's Mika Fitzpatrick and 4 dudes like me who are out there right now. I don't see how it works with this defense, and I don't trust this offense. The easiest part of their schedule is late in the season, and 3 of the 5 games are on the road in snow spots. So I like them under, but this has been bet to a point where it's hard to play aggressively on the under. My favorite bet out there right now, give me the Houston Texans to win the AFC South, plus 110.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's plus money.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. This is, in my mind, the best defense in football down in Houston. You have 2 elite edge rushers, very good linebacking core, and a phenomenal secondary. I understand the offensive line issues. That's where the big concern is. They might need to score 17 points a game to be able to win this division. Look, the Titans are a dumpster fire. I don't believe in this Colts team. You look at the Jaguars, and they just have never been able to put it together. And the Jags defense is still putrid. And the Colts defense is not any good. And there's no way it's Cam Ward upsetting this division. I think the Texans could go under their win total at 9.5 and still win the AFC South. So I like the Texans plus 110 in the AFC South quite a bit. I'll give you one more that I found today. Bryce Young, over 3,250 yards passing this season. He had 224 yards per game after he kind of figured himself out last year. If he goes on that pace, all he has to do is play 14 games, and he goes over that number. So I like Bryce Young over 3,250 yards passing as well.
Very good. You can follow Mike on X. He is at Samobomb18. Get his show with Matt Brown on the weekends called Ready, Set, Bet. with football coming up, by the way. They do an excellent job on Saturdays with the contest show. Some of the best that we have, some of the best programming we have, in my opinion, the entire week on the network. Mike, thanks so much today. That was really, really well done.
Yep, you got it, guys. I appreciate having me on to talk about it.
Be good. There you go. Mike Sumich on the Progressive Guest Line. Wild, man. The guy scooped the entire pot. 25% of the pool, took it down.
And the regular guys are saying, I'm not going to do this anymore. This is unfair. They get rebates. They're coming in like last second. I'm out. So quite the conundrum here. Great story.
Win some, lose some is next. A man has finally come to grips with the worst beat you've ever heard of, ending his 12-year search. The search might be over, but he will never, ever have closure.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim is the only thing like it in the world.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Start with baseball on Friday. Will a team score 15-plus runs in a game? Yes, plus 350. The daily specials at DraftKings. Excellent job. 22-plus runs in a game, 5-1. The madness in Colorado. 9-0, 16-10, 17-16 final.
I saw a tweet on that game and the Brewers game. I think it was the first time in history that two games each had at least 40 hits combined.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bad.
I think the Brewers had 25 hits on Friday.
No,
Yes.
no, they didn't. Oh, look that up. Most runs, 15-1. Milwaukee, no problem. Highest scoring game, Giants, Mets, 11-1. WNBA, the Aces, 4.5 up to 8. Caught Golden State in a horrible spot last night and punished them. Friday, the Sun, plus 550 on the money line. 12-point dogs. Soccer, lower leagues, back and better than ever. League One, League Two, the Meat Man delivers with a 2-0. You can have MK Dons. All the hype. 0-0 to start out at home. Can't score.
I got burned bad on that team last year.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Oh,
No,
they got so much money behind them. Here they come and they get. Oh.
That's one game.
I'm panicking. Panicking. MK Dons. Draw plus 270. Notts County, draw 3-1. Crew, plus 270. Harrogate Town, plus 330. Fleetwood Town, plus 270. UFC, Tiara, second round, 7-1. Duncan by decision, 5-1. Magny, knockout, 12-1. To win in round 2, 17-1. Put him on a board. Cam Young, 80-1. Took it down, no problem. Thing was over after 2 rounds. How many hits?
They had 25 on Friday. In that Rockies Pirates game, Colorado had 22, Pittsburgh had 18. Yep, I think that was first time in history.
Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in, we'll put you on. You go to the store here. A couple dogs flirting with each other. They captured them while they were closed. Do you just see? Hey, how you doing, buddy? Come over. Going over the fence. Over the gate. The barrier. A little flirtation. How you doing? Look at the tail. What's going on? Yeah.
Now, what is this? They get their own little cubicle that they're in?
Yes.
This is for daycare?
It's either daycare or the...
It's a shelter,
I think that could be it as well. Yeah. And they come over and flirting with each other. Excellent. Mind blown here? Am I going to blow your mind? Let's go to China. Look at this. River pool in China. Where you walk out, can jump in, swim, and look at the setup. Where you got your little mini backyard or a little grass or actually your own pool where it goes in like a canal that goes right through it. Where with all the condos. It's separated with the water, and then you got the condos on each side. The living arrangement. I can't believe it.
Immediately I'm thinking, why isn't like every apartment complex in the world like this?
Yeah, right.
Right?
I know. Look at that. Some people have grass. Other people have an actual small pool. And then you got the water right there as well. What a crazy setup. That's bananas. It's been too long with a panda compilation. You know, again, how are they not extinct? Going through life like they're high, gummies, got a six-pack in them. Here's a guy falling over, sitting down at the picnic table, getting something to eat.
Oh, boy.
This guy's got his head buried in the sand. What is he doing? This guy's he's got something on his neck. What he's doing here? Guy's on the teeter-totter. They're coming down the slide sideways. How do they think of this stuff? He goes down the slide sideways, this guy. Now he's dancing.
Dancing here, yeah.
I can't get
Beat up the beat.
Beat up the beats, right. In the water, having a good time. I'm going to put that up later. Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. The panda compilations are incredible. And let's go to the Orleans down the street. Hard to find. It's a video poker game called Stack 'em High. If you get dealt like 3 of a kind, it gives you like 10 extra hands, and it goes all the way up. This guy got dealt a Royale with cheese, Mitch. I think that's 24,000, something like that. See all the extra hands up top? Because if you get dealt something, they stack it up high, and then that's what you get all the way to the top. Stack 'em High or Powerhouse, either one. It's got similar type of games. Powerhouse or Stack 'em High. Incredible.
You ever played it?
Look at that. I played Powerhouse a couple times.
Huh.
I can't find Stack 'em High.
Okay.
Hard to find. I also cannot find Ultimate X with the spin wheel. We have to find that. We're on a mission.
Oh, you mean where it goes up top?
There you go. Yeah. You get like up to 20, 40 times on a hand. I'm all in.
You know what? There was a viewer, last time we brought that up, many months ago, there was a viewer who found it, actually.
Ultimate X with a spin?
Yeah, he sent me every location in Las Vegas where you can find one.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, no chance I'm going to be able to find it anymore. Totally forgot about it.
Okay, lose some, fever over, 157.5 up to 164.5, no good. Friday, the Liberty from 9 up to 12, and a big move on the total, 164.5 up to 172, no good. Phoenix from 1 up to 4, no. And again yesterday, the Fever, 167 up to 175.5. No soup for you. Here's what Mitch was talking about. I retweeted it. After 12 years, James Howells has given up his search for a hard drive containing 8,000 bitcoins that he accidentally threw away in 2013. Today, it's valued at $800 million. By 2030, it could be worth around $8 billion. Remember, the judge wouldn't let him go in there and go find it.
Sure.
He goes, let me go in to the landfill, and I think I can grab it. I threw away the drive on mistake. Let me go in there and try to... No, sorry, can't do it.
And the only way to recoup... There's no cloud for this, evidently, right? So he's just got to be able to go there, find that one very specific hard drive where he thinks it might be.
I don't... Give him a day. Whack it up with them. Give him something. The judge is probably out there right now. I'm going to do everything I can. So there's $800 million in a landfill.
What do you think? Where do you think it actually is?
Who knows? No, but
somebody else already found it from digging around. Got rid of it already.
Sure. And it comes to mind that story in San Francisco.
Well, hold on before you go there.
Yeah.
Imagine getting to that point where you finally give up after 12 years.
I know.
But it's been eating at you for that long. It's all you ever think about.
Right.
And there's no way you ever get over this.
No way.
No way, no how.
You threw away $800 million on accident. Yeah. It's like the guy, I don't know what's worse, that or the guy in San Francisco who has millions upon millions, but he only gets 10 guesses on his password. He's on 9 guesses. If he gets it wrong again, he's locked out forever. Yankees Friday, $1.60. Led 6-0, 9-4, 12-10 in the ninth. They lose. Pirates, $1.40. Led 9-0, 16-10, 16-12 in the ninth. They blew it. Texas plus 150. 2-run walk-off for Seattle. Blue Jays Royals under 8.5 Sunday. 2-1 in the eighth, no good. Rangers Mariners under Saturday, 2-2 in the ninth. All losers. Before the line moves, Sharp Place is already there. Jeff and the crew do a great job. They don't follow the market. They help shape it. You're not going to outmuscle billion-dollar books or full-time sharps all by yourself. With the Sharp Plays, you don't have to. Backed by advanced AI, connected to trusted insider sources, Sharp Plays delivers a kind of edge serious bettors count on every day. Free betting reports, real-time alerts, market-moving insights, straight to your inbox or X feed. Isn't some summer side hustle. They've been doing it since 2011. Been with Follow the Money since day one. Documented results, logs, and receipts. SharpPlays.com, trusted by pros, watched by the books. Visit SharpPlays.com now and stay ahead of the line.
What did you grab the Padres at?
25-1.
Okay. I think, did Palm grab 11-1 to win the division?
Sure, that was available.
It was a big number, yeah. On deadline day?
They're right there.
5-1
now?
No,
I think that was deadline day? That was National League. 12-13.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Division was still 9 or 8.
I know he got a big number on the West as well.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I watched a lot of that Phillies game last night. Sanchez was awesome, and he was getting squeezed the entire... Did you see any of that? The home plane up last night. Good Lord, man. Phillies fans wanted the guy arrested, actually, but they're lunatics, so take that for what it's worth. But just the way baseball has evolved now, with all these teams making the playoffs, I'm looking at the odds board right now. I mean, I think for drama, for betting, it makes it difficult because you can make a case for like 10 teams right now. But for drama and for how it could play out in the playoffs, like all these games are must-watch TV.
A wild September. Horrible job by the Reds. Giants, I think, are finished, even though they took 2 out of 3 against the Mets.
Yeah, I know, by the way, the Reds have the single hardest schedule remaining in baseball.
Yep. Marlins still 6 back. Someone would have to collapse. It'd have to be Padres, Mets, Cubs, and or Phillies, which is going to be difficult. And, the Cubs are 9 up on the Marlins, so it's going to be tough. But it's a great story what Miami's doing.
Yeah.
And then the American League again. You're right there. I wouldn't count out Cleveland either.
No, neither would I.
Kansas City's playing good ball, too.
They are. from a betting standpoint, do I want the Yankees in or do I want the Yankees out? I don't have a future on them. But do I like on my Mariners ticket that I have to win the World Series? Do I want to see the Mariners potentially get the Yankees, or would I rather have another team in there?
I don't think you want to see Texas.
Probably not.
Still, even though what happened over the weekend. DeGrom, Eovaldi, and Kelly, that's tough.
We will preview the NFC West coming up. We are officially concerned. It's Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Introducing the $500 trifecta. Use your GBank Visa signature credit card within 3 months of account opening and deposit